Hi, I'm Colin from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and this is the handover of the 2018 Elddis Signature 196, which is exclusive to Tyne Valley Motorhomes. So starting my walk around on the driver's side of the vehicle first, the first lot you get to is where your leisure battery lives, and you hook up. So it opens with a tri-mark key, which is the flip out key, and you've got a leisure battery here. You do have an additional one underneath the lounge seats there, and then to hook up, you get your hookup lead, lift the collar, slide on, always hook the vehicle up first, then the sight, and then do it in reverse when unhooking. And underneath you have got a 3-pin plug, so if you need power for the awning, get an extension, plug it in here and chuck it underneath the vehicle and you can power your awning. Coming further back, you've got your toilet. So make sure the blade's shut and you'll be able to lift the orange handle, slide it out the vehicle. Got handle on there so you can drag it round when full and empty. Take the cap off. Go to your waste disposal site, which is normally behind or beside the toilet block. Press the button and tip. Once you've tipped it out, put some water in via the spout. Give it a rinse and tip out again. And then if you're using the liquid form of chemical, cap full straight into here, and it's good to go back in the vehicle. If you're using the tablet form, put a pint of water in and drop one into the tablet into here, and it will break down into a liquid. Then push it in. When it clips in like so, it's back in situ properly. Coming further back, you've got your fresh water intake. So take the cover off. Go and buy yourself a hose pipe and some hose ends. It's just mainly just a brass tap on site. Put your hose into there, filter it overflows until you're happy you've got enough water on board. If you're going to a site, tend to travel with a maximum of 20 litres. If you're going to a wild camp, you'd have to fill the tank before you leave home. To drain the waste, so this is anything you put down a plug hole, you'd open here, drive over a grid called the motorhome service bay on the way out and drop this. And then you've got the blue one here, so if you've taken on any contaminated water or you want to winterise the vehicle, you'd open this one here as well. But when winterising, you need to make sure both of these are open and that no water is held in that tank, because the tanks are just plastic, and if it freezes it will bust the tank. External shower, so your external shower fitting fits in there. Make sure the pump's on. It is just a cold water feed, but it's good for getting the mud off the bikes or hosing the dogs down or the kids after they've been on the beach. And then coming around to the back of the vehicle, you've got your high level brake light and reverse camera. And then you've got your bike rack. So it can take 4 bikes, so 4 wheels on here. These through the spokes ties the wheels down. And you've got for the 4th bike, the 3rd bike, the 2nd bike and the 1st bike, and these just go through your crossbars to hold the bikes on. Would be a good idea putting some additional straps on and maybe a chain to lock them onto the bike rack, just in case you park up somewhere you don't want your bikes to be stolen. And then coming around to the passenger side, you've got LPG, so again opens with the tri-mark key. This is where your gas bottles are and your gas locker. So you fit 2 6-kilogram propane bottles. It's a left hand thread and hand tighten to get the pigtail on, and then you turn on and off the top of the bottle. We do advise that you turn it off when you are travelling, and always make sure that the bottle is strapped in. This is just our test bottle on at the moment. But strap the bottle in and obviously turn it off when you're travelling. Got a gas barbecue point fitting here, so you need a gas spigot. Push it in there, a Jubilee clip to clip it onto some gas hose, and then a Jubilee clip to clip it onto your Kadak or your gas heater for your awning, and you turn on and off from here. And it just means that you're not carrying another bottle, and you can do some outdoor cooking on your Kadak if you wish. 2 fridge vents, microwave vents, awning and awning light. This is just an additional lock if you're storing it. And what you can do is you can lock it in place and it just works as an extra security if you're storing it. To lock the habitation door, you'd use one of the two round-headed keys. One will do the water and one will do the vehicle. So on this one, ending 81 does the door and ending 78 does the water. And here you've got some storage. So in here you've got your carpets, got your shower, and you've got a bit of storage in there as well, which is accessible from the outside. Come in here, you've got your diesel filler, which opens with the main ignition key to fill with diesel. And because it's a new engine, Euro 6, it takes AdBlue. So the AdBlue light will come on between the fuel and temperature gauge on the dashboard on the speedo. And basically when it comes on, just do top it up, because if it goes too low, the vehicle can go into limp mode, or if it goes completely dry of AdBlue, the vehicle will just fail to start. You can get this on in drums, or you can buy it on the pump at most petrol stations now, as it's a common thing. But do make sure it is topped up. It is just basically a treatment for the exhaust. It means the emissions are clean on the vehicle. Come in here, you've got your tyre pressures. So 5 bar on the front, which is 72.3 psi, and 5.5 bar on the back, which is 79.5. Underneath the floor here, you've got your main engine battery, and underneath the seat you've got a jack and a brace and a towing eye in the toolkit. Popping the bonnet on the side of the dashboard, we'll have a quick look underneath the bonnet. I'll point out all the points that you need to know. So first of all, you have your screen wash. This cover lifts off, fills your power steering and your radiator fluid. You've got your coolant. You've got your oil filler and dipstick. This is your paint code. So your paint code for the Azure Blue is 453. You've got your earth for giving a jump start, and your positive, you just get the key or a screwdriver and lift this cover here, and you've got a positive for giving or receiving a jump start just there. Weight is 3.5 ton. If you were wanting to tow with it, you can tow up to 5.5 ton, which is the train weight. So it's the vehicle and the motorhome can't exceed that. So the trailer and the motorhome, should I say. And your SGE number is your build number. So once inside the vehicle, you've got your main 12 volt control panel here. So you've got a master switch which turns the power on and off, so whether that's 12 volt if you're not hooked up, or whether that is 240 if you are hooked up. To the left hand side you've got the awning light, and to the right you've got your tank heaters. So if it's going to potentially freeze overnight, you can put these on when the vehicle is in use to stop the water from freezing. So it puts a current through the probes through the water and stops it from freezing. You've got your lights, which are your interior lights, then they all are individually switched. And you've got your pump to use your taps, toilet and shower. You must have the pump on, otherwise you won't get pressure through your water. There'll just be nothing there when you open the tap. And then on here it shows the volts at the top, and then if you press the water switch it tells you that we have half a tank of fresh water on board. Below you've got your hot water and your heating. So what you need to do is you just press the button. So there it's off on both. So you've got 1 kilowatt, which is one wiggly line of electric on 240 hookup. 2 kilowatts of electric. Gas on its own. So you'd use this if you're wild camping. And then gas and 2 kilowatts. So if it's really cold and you're in desperate need of water, you can put the gas and the 2 kilowatts of electric on together. That's the best heating to get it going on the water, as it's both sources which will reduce the heating time of the water. And then you would just turn it back to 2 kilowatts of electric if you were on a site. Same with the heating. So if you just press and scroll through, you've got 1 kilowatt of electric, 2 kilowatts of electric and 3 kilowatts of electric, depending on what your site gives you. Obviously you can use 2 kilowatts of electric on most camping and caravan sites throughout the UK, but on smaller CL sites or abroad you may have to use 1 kilowatt. And then you've got gas on its own for heating the vehicle if you're wild camping and you didn't have a hookup facility. And then you've got gas and 2 kilowatts. So again, if it was really cold and you wanted to heat the vehicle quicker, this will heat the vehicle to temperature within about 20 minutes. And then if you were on site, you would just turn the gas off and allow the electric to continue. You've got plus and the minus here. At the end is 30 degrees, in the middle is about 15, so you can go up and down. And should you get a warning triangle on down this side, you'd press whatever's failed and the plus button together until that light went out. That's how you reset the control panel. But once you've had it on, if you go to off, wait until the fans go quiet and fall quiet before you knock this button off or start the engine, because that's the main problem. When not doing that, you get the exclamation marks. On the door itself, you've got to lock the door, you just lift the catch up until it shows the red. Then as soon as you go for the trigger behind, it'll open the door. And you've got your safety lock here, so you can slide that over. And that locks as well. So it's just an added security feature for when you're either leaving the vehicle or you're inside the vehicle and don't feel like you're in a safe place. So now in the kitchen area, you've got 3 lit gas rings and 1 electric hot plate, which is this one here, which is indicated by the light coming on here. So that only works if you are on mains electric. See, once you've had the hob on, if you allow it to cool before you put the glass lid down, or there is a risk you can shatter it. Below you have your grill, so you just press the igniter here. So you've got your grill, just like so. You may want to wrap this up or take this out when travelling, as this can be the main cause of the rattling. And then below you've got your oven. So flat side of the oven shelf always to the front, the 2 sticky bits to the back, as that stops the burner from being blocked. Below you've got your gas taps. So you've got gas isolation taps here. So these are mainly for when the vehicle is habitation serviced. And then on this side you have your plug for your 240 volt hot plate. Above you've got a 800 watt microwave, which will only work on electric hookup, so you just press and hold the go button and that'll come on. Storage for your plates and cups there, and some more storage and a plug for the microwave should you ever have to remove it and replace it. And then to operate the fridge, you've got 3 sources. So you've got off at the top, go down to mains electric when hooked up, go down again, you go to battery. So this is a feed from the engine when the engine is running only. So this is designed to turn the fridge into a bit of a cool box. So you need to pre-chill it before on gas or electric. If you're lucky enough to keep this at home, just hook it up the day or 2 before, put the fridge on electric, cool it down the night before, put your shopping in, and then you should be good to put on a battery when you travel. And no matter if you're going half an hour down the road or you're going a further distance, it should keep the shopping at the same temperature and keep it fresh until you either go back to electric, or if you're going to gas, if you're going wild camping, you go down to gas. This is your temperature, you push it in, push the sparker, and then you wait for the... What you want is this orange band to go into the green. So it's on its... There, it's gone into the green there. So that is the fridge lit on gas. Once you have finished using it for the season, if you leave the door open, obviously give it a clean out, take all your shopping out, give it a clean out with some anti-bac. What you want to do is push and slide out the sliders, and that stops the door from locking on itself and allows air circulation in and out the fridge, so you don't get that mould growing in the fridge. So now in the washroom area, combined shower toilet area, to operate your toilet, press the button on the back, you'll flush the toilet like so. Just flushing the toilet. Always flush the toilet first before use, and then what you want to do is open the blade, which is slide to the right, use the toilet, Then flush after you've used the toilet, and then slide to the left, which isolates the, pulls the blade across the cassette and isolates the cassette. That'll allow you to get it out the outside of the vehicle. If it was to be opened, then it will not come out. So always make sure the blade is closed, and then you'll get a light on here when the cassette is full. We've got a shower screen there, which just clips on, and some toiletry cabinet. Your sink plug just pushes up and down, and this is just showing that your water pump is working and your water's getting the temperature there. And then when you're finished with the shower head and you winterise in the vehicle, if you remove the shower head from the hose, as you can see the hose got quite a loop in, allow this hose to lie in the shower tray, and any build up of water will just drain directly out of the waste. And obviously make sure the fresh and waste are open from outside. And you'd leave all your mixer taps open and open the boiler, and that's how you'd winterise. To operate your drop down double bed and the front of the 196, first of all turn your key on, which is horizontal. Make sure you've got your light circuit on, as this is wired through the lights, so you've got to have the lights on and the power in your 12 volt system. Bring it down like so, and it'll stop, it'll not crash with any furniture underneath. You've got a socket and a light switch up there for the lights, spotlights. You've got your nets here which clip onto here if you've got small children, front and back, and the ladder in the middle there which just clips onto here. And then when putting it back up, because it's motorised, just press and hold and the bed will go up. So it's better just to keep your finger pushed on the button instead of clicking and clicking, as it could fail the motor. Should you ever have any problems with the bed motor, there is a fuse for the bed fuse just behind this cover here, which is just above the driver's seat. There's a resettable fuse in there. Feeling that, you do have the ability to wind the motor, so should the 12 volt completely fail, you've got nothing left in the batteries, you're in the middle of nowhere, put this through here and you can wind the motor up and down. But it is quite a big task that to do, and it will take a little bit longer, but you can get it up or down should you really need to. And then underneath the bench seat behind the wardrobe area, you do have your heating, and then you've got a red little button there which you press and hold, and that'll reset the heating should you not be able to get the exclamation mark off the control panel. And then underneath the opposite side, you still do have a reset button which is just here, and this is your hot water system. So this is a boiler. So this boiler holds 10 litres of water at any one time. In the winter it's very important that you drain the boiler down, as if it was to freeze it's not covered under any warranties, and it's the same with all vehicles, motorhomes, caravans. You need to drain them down because they are just plastic tanks and plastic pipes. As you can see, you don't want that splitting more water in and flooding your vehicle. So what you need to do is, when it's across the vehicle like it is now in the position it's holding water, you just turn this to the front and 10 litres of water will just drain directly underneath the chassis. Leave it open during your time you've got the vehicle in storage, open the fresh and waste outside, open all the mixer taps within the vehicle and remove the shower head. Then when you come to reuse it, obviously shut everything, shut your boiler, fill it with water, come in, put the pump on, go to the cold side of the tap first, you'll get automatic cold water because it's coming from the main tank. Go to the hot, it's drawn from the main tank, fresh water into the boiler which is here, and then up to the tank tap. What that's doing is you'll get a lot of air, you'll get a lot of spluttering, a lot of noise, until you get a steady flow on one tap. Do them all, then the system's primed and pressurized for the season. And then at the back you do have your fold away table. Just lift up like so. Don't put too much weight on this. These can only hold a couple of glasses, a couple of plates, not too much weight. And then to get it back down, what you need to do is 2 levers, just pull them off the worktop and fold that down like so. To make your bed, simply make sure this is pushed right back, slide out into the middle, that's as far as it'll go, and then you use your backrests. So you put one here, and the other in there, and there you have a large double bed. I would advise turning these upside down as well, the bases, and you'll have a far more comfortable night's sleep as you've got no bull nose on the front of the cushion. And then when opening all the overhead lockers, if you just push the catch in behind the handle before you lift, as that's a safety catch on there. You've got a divider here, so it splits off this area from the rest of the van. And then in the wardrobe, you've got your freestanding tables, your infill cushions and your aerial. So with your aerial, what you need to do is always make sure when you're travelling, the pole's pulled fully into the vehicle and it's fastened. And then should you be struggling to get a TV signal, you can push it up and then twist the collar to direct the aerial. But then always make sure it's pulled in and securely fastened. Underneath the backward facing travelling seats is where you'll find your trips, should you ever trip the vehicle out. And below you do have your fuses. So it would be a good idea to carry some spare blade fuses with you, just in case one does blow, you can just put a new one in. And they all are 5s, 10s, 15s and 20 amp fuses. Opposite to the fuse board in the forward facing travelling seats is where you'll find your leisure battery. So your leisure battery's in that box there, and that's the location, and you do have a bit of storage under there as well. All your individual reader lights, so from the front to the back, are individually switched. So just turn them on and off like so. And there's one there, one here, and there's some at the back of the van as well. To make your bed, first of all, if you lift your table off by just lifting it to 90 degrees, there's 2 latches underneath, so that just holds them onto the bar. Pull these back, lift it off, and then what you need to do is, there's a button on the leg, push, slide, and if you lift this, so you lift one of the cushions, you'll see there's a runner, so you'll just slide that onto there like so, slide that down into position, and then you'd slide this one out and put the infill cushions in. That forms the bed base. I'll put the infill cushions in and I'll come back and show you how it's made. And this is how the bed would be made up. So this is the backrest off the side facing seat. If you pull that out, use the infill cushion along the back, slide that out, put the backrest in, put the infill cushion on top of the table, and there you do have a double bed underneath the drop down double bed, which I've already shown you. So now in the cab, to the right of the driver, you have your handbrake, and then on the door itself you've got your electric windows and electric mirror adjustments, which is the top and the bottom. And then to black this window out on an evening, you would just pinch and slide this along. This is your MS cab blind on your cab windows. Coming down to the driver, you do have your headlight adjustment and rear fogs. Trip computer on the end, which goes through fuel consumption, travelling times and travelling distance. Lights and indicators. Cruise control, which is turn up, offs in the middle, up, get the desired speed, push up, and then if you need to cancel, you can either cancel on the stalk, cancel on the brake, and resume on the stalk there. If you're going down to speed limiter, so pushing up in ones, pushing up goes up in ones, pushing up and holding goes up in fives. Got all your steering wheel controls here, and then you do have a 6-speed manual gearbox. So lift the collar into reverse. You've got your rear view camera, so it doesn't matter if you're in reverse or you're in a gear going forward, this is always on. This locks the cab on an evening. Just the cab door, you have to manually lock the lockers and the habitation door. ASR off is just anti-slip relief off, so it's just like chill and traction control off if you got stuck. Heated mirrors, got a USB and an auxiliary for the radio, as well as your cup holders, USB for charging and 12 volt for charging. You've got your temperature, must be on at least fan speed 1 or more for the aircon to work, which is this button here. Then you've got your distribution, so where you want the air to go to, and finally you've got your recirculating air or bringing fresh air into the vehicle. Above you've got your radio, so you've got FM, AM and DAB radio. You can press 1 to 6 to save your favourite radio stations. Media is USB, Bluetooth audio or auxiliary. And to connect your phone, you go phone, connect phone, add phone, find my car, make sure the pins match. Once they match, press pair on your device, pair on here, and then it'll ask you if you want to sync your contacts. Press allow, and then your contacts will be synced. Got a glove box there and a heated and cooled glove box on the top, so if you've got things you want to keep for on the road, keeping them in here instead of getting up and down to the fridge. So little bars of chocolate or water in the summer. And then finally, to black this out, you just pinch, slide along, pinch this one as well, slide along, meet in the middle, and there you go. That is your car blacked out. And then on here you just black that out as well, and that would be the car blacked out. So you've got one of them on the same side as there.